This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Okay, on the subject of what I plan to do with the Moebius Vipers that I've built, or that I've purchased, haven't built them yet. I do plan to in the not too distant future, especially after I've gone to the effort to strip down the Mk7 for the second Angel Flight build. Now, to give you an idea what I'm planning on doing with the Solaria, or with the Moebius Vipers, this very sharp little kit was the 1/72nd scale Viper Mk7 put out by Sci-Hi Models. This was the second Viper I ever did in the Solaria color scheme as far as the Mk7s go. I intend to replicate most of that scheme on the much larger Moebius kit. But that gives you an idea what I'm looking at doing there. Most of that will be painted on the Moebius kit when I get around to doing it, which, like I said, should be in the not too distant future. Okay, kind of working to kill two birds with one stone here. Those of you who watched my review of the Moebius Mk7 Viper kit will note that one of the areas I was extremely disappointed in was the cockpit. Well, right now, I'm going to be honest, as I get ready to do the two Mk7 kits I've got, I don't want to use the cockpit. But money's also a little tight. So I really can't afford to go spend 60 bucks on what is a very high quality photo etch set for the cockpit. I say 60 bucks because I'd have to buy two, one for each ship. So I'm taking a little different approach. I'm using the Mk7 kit from Timeslip Creations that I've been working to strip down for another build, well, for a repaint basically. And I built up a wall of clay around the cockpit, and what's sitting here is now a couple hours old silicone rubber, specifically trying to get the impressions of the cockpit out of this kit that I hope to use in the Mk2 or the Mk7 kit from Moebius. We'll see how it plays out. Right now, I'm more concerned with this actually setting up and being usable. Otherwise, I may have to go to Plan B and spend the 60 bucks anyway. Don't get me wrong, the Paragraphics photo etch set is excellent quality. I've got the Galactica set they did, and it was very nice. I just don't have the money to spend on it right now. Okay, just about ready to get seriously started on this build. Well, these builds, since I'm actually going to be doing a pair of Vipers this time. But let's go ahead and take a look at my molding project that starts this whole thing. What we've got here is the silicone mold I took of the cockpit from the Mk7 Looks like most of the detail I'm looking for in the cockpit is there. You get both side arms, so the seat will be centered perfectly. And The good news is, pop this thing in here. The fit in the fuselage of the Moebius kit is nice and tight. What I'll be able to do, since these pins were actually to hold the kit cockpit in place, I'll go ahead and put in a wall of plasticine clay, a couple of pieces to bring these forward so I've got room for the legs, and then I'll pour the Alumilite in over the top of this to give me my detailed cockpit. Either tomorrow night or possibly this weekend, I'll get seriously to work on this. One quick little addendum before we adjourn for this episode. Gone in, printed up custom wing numbers, custom nameplates, and markings for the two birds from the Solaria that I intend to build. They'll be from the 13th Squadron, the Sun Swords as I call them. I assigned Solaria the hull number BS-47. The pilots involved, you probably can't read it in the video here, but the pilots involved will be Shadowhawk and Rogue Wing.